everyone. How are you doing? I hope you guys are doing great. Happy Tuesday afternoon. Marvelous Tuesday. I hope it's nice and sunshiny wherever you are if you like sun. It is beautiful here in New York today, thank God. I have been stuck in this house all day, so I'm looking forward to going outside after this. And hopefully the sun is still there. You just never know with New York. So, but anyway, welcome. As you know, this is Facts and 2 Cents. And we are a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Harry, Meghan, baby Archie, big boy Archie, I should say, baby Lily, Mama Doria, Pula, Guy, the chickens, the Invictus community who had some news today, and all of us in the Sussex Squad community. And I hope we are just, again, having a fantastic day as I bring this music down. Yeah, let's just get this down and turn this off. And let's get over to the chat to see who is hanging out with me. I know I saw Lydia is already here, our awesome moderator, Lydia, and Church Nelly, who is here. Oh, my goodness, Church Nelly, I forgot your nacho. Oh, my goodness. And I thought I had it, and I forgot it. Sorry. Next time. But anyway, let's see who else is here in the chat with us today. Let's see, Dory and Joyce and Rosa and Annie and Fancy, Lottie, Sister and Emerald, I said Dory already. Sugar Queen. Hey, Sugar Queen. Verda, Dictated Della. Ooh, I love that, Dictated Della. Kathy. Gift Love. Let's see, Jessica. And who else is here? Emma Day is here. Hello, Emma Day and Sarah and Marjorie and Cinderella and Miss B. Len, Sherry Ware. Let's see, I got Lottie already. Gift Love. Who else? I'll scroll down. Lorna is here with us. Sylvia. Delia McDonald, Sarah, I think I said Sarah, Kenitha, hi Kenitha, Jay Patterson, Mayor J. Oh wait, did I say peace? Wait a minute, I think I probably saw wrong. Queen Shashaisha, beautiful Earth. Shaisha, I should say beautiful Earth. Hello. Kids Indoor. Oh yeah. And sorry. Dolores and all our friends who are going to be joining us in a few, hopefully. And others of you who are listening and are not in the chat right now. Welcome. Hi guys. Happy Tuesday. So lots has been happening. As we know, faves are doing well there, under a tree in Montecito, hanging out. So yeah, we'll just, check in with them and see what's up with them for a bit. And we also check in a little bit with the the others, I should say, on Shutter Island for a bit. And then we'll see where we are. So anyways, let's get into it. Let's see what anybody is saying in that chat. Yes, thank you so much, Lydia. Lydia is reminding everyone, please hit the like button. Yes, like us. And also, if you joining us for the first time, or if you've joined us before and just haven't, please do what the little scrolly thing in the bottom says. Please subscribe so that you know when we drop a video. Click the notification bell that will alert you as soon as we drop a video. And we are growing our community. Thank you so much again. We were celebrating yesterday. We are 4,000, over 4,000 subscribers now. Yes. Thank you all so much for being here, for being part of the community, for supporting us. For many of you have joined the 2 Cents crew, which is, you can join our channel where you support the monetarily support the channel every month. Thank you so much for helping us to do what we do and to spend, it'll free us up a little bit to spend time and be able to do this every day. So that helps us and do other fun things we want to do with the channel. So thank you so much for joining. the channel. And yeah, please share it with your friends so that quickly we can get to 5,000. I am looking forward to that and growing but beyond. So thank you guys so much for watching, commenting. I am backed up with my comments. I see you, I hear you. I am going through them, and I love to respond to each of them, so I'm a little slower in getting through to all my comments because I love responding to them. And so please forgive me. It's gonna take me a couple of days to get through all the ones that I'm backed up on, and so, but I should be done with that in the next couple of days. So, you know, I was working on a project that got me also backed up. So, but thank you so much. I am very excited to read your comments. So, anyways, moving on from that. Oh, this is fun. Actually, we talked about this yesterday. um let's see, yeah, we talked about this yesterday, with Duchess Meghan visiting the wonderful organization in the Netherlands. And she did the entrepreneurship workshop, and the organization that which is giving advice to the non-binary girls and non-binary kids during the Invictus trip. And of course, we had no idea she was doing this. We just thought she was there, you know, supporting Harry and, you know, doing Invictus. But our fave was out there. Our fave, ooh, just turn off this fan. It was so loud. Our fave was out there, you know, inspiring kids. And it was just, I mean, I was like, you know, still like, when did she do this again? But it's so amazing, and it's so inspiring to see it. Some, you know, as we know, this is who she is. This is what she always does. And so this shouldn't take anybody by surprise. And so one of the things that came out of it, and I missed this yesterday, or at least I don't think it was there when we were on yesterday, but this came out. Canada reported on this. It says Meghan Markle gave entrepreneurship advice to girls and non-binary kids during Invictus trip. One of the kids that met Meghan, Misha, 12, said that the Duchess visit. She said of the Duchess's visit, I can't believe she shared her fears with me. For the rest of my life, if I'm ever scared, or anyone ever make me feel little, I'm gonna think whatever you got this. Meghan said so. I just love that. Another youngster, Myrtle, 15, spoke of how Meghan encouraged her to achieve her goals of becoming a Project Fearless teen mentor, sharing her own experience mentoring children when she was a teenager. I have learned about how important it is to be true to who you are and have confidence in that, Myrtle said, to be fearless and to teach others that as well. And I just love that. I mean, that is the point, right? That is the point of doing all of this, to really model that kind of way for teenagers coming up and watching you. And so when they see that you, and especially again, being open and being vulnerable, which is especially when you're dealing with kids, especially when you're dealing with teenagers, they do not relate to people who are perfect and who have nothing to share, or no kind of weaknesses, or no any kind of, you know, not any kind of imperfections. They will gravitate to you when you share your weaknesses, because they are going through it. And so they will relate to people who can say, yeah, you know what, I was afraid when, you know, dot 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 dot, and this is how I overcame it, and this is what I did. And that is what motivates and inspires kids. And that's, you know, when we were talking yesterday about, you know, say, you know, the others on Shutter Island, is that fear of being imperfect, that fear of sharing your vulnerability, you know, and being vulnerable with people and open and honest about your weaknesses, and about your faults, and about whatever it is. Those are the things that really connects people to your heart. And I just love that Meghan was able to share her fears with this 12-year-old Misha. And look at Misha now is like, you know what, whenever I'm going through this, or whenever someone makes me feel little, I'm going to say, whatever, you got this, because Meghan said so. And I just like, you know, that is our Duchess. I love that. I absolutely love that so much. So I just think it's, you know, I just think it is absolutely inspiring. It inspires me, and I hope that it inspires you guys too. To see what our Duchess is doing. So let's see. uh, so I think we see on what is it? Honesty and truth. um I think honesty and truth. Just so we're clear with this channel, honesty and truth. This is a channel for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. If this is not your thing, this is not where you need to be. And so, if you're here to troll, we're just going to block you, so that way you cannot be in among us anymore. So I would say vacate. Don't waste your time or ours. You're free to listen if you'd like to, but commenting on this channel or being on this channel is it's a waste of your time, because we will simply block you. So this is a no troll, no royalist, I should say royalists who are here to attack the Sussexes. This is not the place for you. So we're just going to say that again. We are a channel for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. We are very petty. We are very biased, and we are not going to take kindly to it. So there you go. So if moderators, if you can just take out truth and honesty. I don't know what that truth and honesty diluted maybe. That would be great. Thank you so much. Let's see who else. Thank you, Annie. Annie says that's right. This is a troll free channel. Thank you. We're not here for you. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Lottie says Meghan's daughter has a great role model, just like she had with her mother and grandmother. Meghan is awesome. Yeah. I mean, talk about a wonderful role model to have. I mean, she's accomplished so much, but she's also been through so much. So she can, in every single way, really be a role model in every way for her daughter, which is it's just what you want, You want to be that. You want to model behavior for your kids that, that will help them in a positive way. And here it is. Those young girls aren't Meghan's kids. And look at how, you could imagine. I could just imagine little Misha be like, fear. Oh, who are you to tell me I'm little, or whatever to make her feel little? And she's like, you know what Meghan said. And I just love that. I absolutely love that. I just love I love her spunk. That is awesome. Let's see. Charities says, we know Meghan had that sassy side shared during her school days. When one girl wanted to bully another, she saved her in time from the bullies in school. There you go. See, I don't think I knew that story. So there you go. Meghan is always there standing up for people and standing up for people's rights. And, so that is awesome. Let's see. Okay, so let's move on. One of the things that has been coming out, in Shutter Island and everywhere else, especially Shutter Island in the press, is Harry is depressed, and Harry is, he is sad that he has been given that whatever role in the second role, and he is sad he's back in the US, and he's depressed. That is all the stuff about Harry. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, you can think what you want. But this is Harry leaving that chapel on the left. And this is Harry on Sunday. We're hanging out with Delphina and what's his name? Foster. What is that guy? The musician, David Foster. And I think David Foster and his wife, Catherine McPhee, who actually, I guess, an old friend or an old acting associate of Meghan. Apparently they are now all friends and stuff like that. But there they are. Meghan wasn't at she wasn't at Polo on Sunday, but here is Harry, hanging out, grinning with Delphine and David, and there are other pictures with him with all of them, and Catherine, and apparently Catherine had their son there as well, and hanging out and enjoying themselves. And I'm like, okay, I mean, if you want to think Harry is depressed, sure, go right ahead. I mean, there was this little incident that all of the UK press and all the Z-rated, ZF rated online tabloids have been like, and now talking about all of yesterday. Harry apparently had an incident with his horse where I think the horse went, I think they probably bumped into another horse, and the horse went down and threw him. And so he fell off, but both of them were fine. And, he changed horses and got back, and they lost the game. They lost the match by 1. And so they're all, going on and on about that. So apparently Harry's supposedly depressed about it, but it's just like, as we just saw, that picture on the right was Harry, after the match. Harry is all sweaty, laughing and talking with Delphine and David Foster. So it's like, I mean, if you want to think he's depressed, I can't stop him. But anyways, Harry, talk about Polo. Harry, his Polo team, as I said, lost on Sunday. They lost the match on Sunday. And so I thought, because it was a round robin thing, and I thought because they lost the match that they would not be playing next week, that they're out of the semifinal and stuff. But apparently there was a shootout, and they won the shootout, and now they are playing next week. So I think I'm here to say I don't think Harry is depressed at all. He would be very happy. And, if you can't read on the left, it's a little bit small. I made it a little bit bigger, as you can see. K Curly Photography, who has been doing great job doing a lot of the photography. There are actually a few, but a lot of the photography for the Polo season. And actually Nacho's been posting quite a few of her pictures. She said, super exciting game yesterday. And this was yesterday she posted this, between Los Padres and Antelope. It was a 6-shacker of non-stop action. Great polo played by both teams. Los Padres fell a little short in the end, but made it into the semis next week from the result of a shootout. So there you go. Los Padres is still in the running for this cup, and I think it would be amazing. I mean, I was already, they did such a great job winning 2 of the cups already, 2 of the 4 I think they've played, and so they've done such a great job with that. Now they have a chance, a second chance to win a 3rd. And so I just think this is absolutely fabulous. I think it is wonderful. And so, Harry's on there in Montecito doing his thing. And I'm like, I was like, y'all could think Harry's depressed, and he is so depressed he's going to come back to Shutter Island. Go ahead. Go right ahead if that's what y'all want to think. But, Harry is there doing his thing, so... So yeah, Jessica says, wow, I really hope they win next week. Me too. Harry is living the life he always wanted and deserved. And I absolutely agree. Whatever, I mean, life isn't, perfect for anybody. I'm sure there are struggles as everyone else, but it's great to have these outlets doing things that you love and things that you're passionate about, to be able to, get rid of steam or whatever it is that's going on. And it's so great that he's able to do this. And look, next week, they will be, playing in the semis, and then the final. I guess the semis will be Friday, which is how they play Friday and Sundays. So the semis will be Friday, and then the finals would be Sunday. So fingers, toes crossed, everybody, that they win and can play and win the finals. That would be amazing if they came back all this way to do that. I just think, I think it'll be great. I think it would be absolutely great. Let's see. Maverick 7226, Miss Monroe. I don't think I've seen this before. Without Harry and Meghan to talk about, no one would listen to the Toilet Wipe magazine. Yes. That was a good name for them, the Toilet Wipe Magazines. Absolutely. Absolutely, the Toilet Wipe Magazines. Let's see. Maggie Osasa? Osaser. Okay. Hi, Maggie. Sorry, Maggie, if I don't say your last name correctly. Maggie's, oh, she's talking to Lucy Wynn. You see me always jumping into people's conversations. No, I heard it before now. They said Willie Leaks is frustrated and annoyed for everything. So the Queen and Men in Grey Suits are playing with his games, comma. Well, not sure what the whole conversation is, but yes, I agree. Willie Leaks is always frustrated, annoyed, and I should say incandescent with rage. If it's over something, it doesn't matter what it is, he's always incandescent. So, but yeah. Let's see. Who else before we jump on? Jump on to something else. Kathy Gabby. Hi, Kathy. Kathy said, I love that Pedal can scold and block a troll while chuckling all the time. So funny. Well, you know, Kathy, I mean, hello. I mean, they're wasting their time coming on here. You know, it's just, go find, there are other channels that they're literally dedicated to doing what they want to do. This is not the channel. So no sense, no sense fooling around with that one. So yeah. But anyway, moving on. One of the things, today, one of the things that's been really, especially today as we know, is the anniversary, the very solemn anniversary of the Grenfell fire that took 72 precious lives back in 2017. And one of the things that, and we'll get to the Grenfell in 1 second, but one of the things that has always been amazing to me, that, when the Grenfell happened in 2017, Meghan, I think she had already started or just moved to the UK, and really got in and found out that the women at Grenfell were, and if you don't know the story, they were getting together and cooking. It's a way of, coming together and being together, and through food, we're able to create a community. And we do this a couple of times a week. And Meghan got in there and got to know the women and wanted, she wanted to be a part of it. And she went there, and it's been amazing, through the years, how they have embraced each other, loved each other. And we know what came out of this, and what still is. I mean, they are still great friends. I don't know. I hadn't been on Twitter, in a little bit before I jump on here. So I don't know and I didn't check their Instagram, if they had posted anything, or if Meghan had done anything with them for this anniversary. But we know the incredible work that Meghan has done with them, including working with doing the cookbook with them, also inspiring a lot of them who had dreams of starting their own businesses, and now do have their own businesses because of, encouragement from Meghan and, the work that they've all been doing together. And so I was just reminiscing today, and this was an article written a year and a month, and just over a month, or just under a month, actually, from when the Grenfell fire happened, because this was November 21st in 2018. Ahmed wrote this article about the work that Meghan was doing with the Grenfell. It says, the Duchess Meghan celebrates the cookbook success and baby news at the Hub Community Kitchen. The Duchess charity cookbook sold over 71,000 copies in just 7 weeks, securing a bright future for the London organization. For her first philanthropic endeavor as a member of the royal family, the Duchess of Sussex mission was ambitious: create a cookbook with the women of a small community kitchen in London, and sell enough to turn their twice-a-week project, providing food to surrounding areas and those affected by the devastating Grenfell fire, into a full-time permanent operation. Duchess Meghan and the women involved in the project have had every reason to celebrate today. They achieved their goal and more, selling over 71,000 copies of Together Our Community Kitchen since its September launch and raising vital funds for the organization. Meghan is delighted. Sorry, my thing just, there we go. Let's take out this banner that's hiding some of it. Meghan is delighted at a Palace Aid Tells Bazaar that the book has been a huge success and its immediate impact is clear to see. And it's so funny, you reminisce and you go back to, it's like, yeah, this was a Kensington Palace Aid, and, you know, she was still at Kensington Palace. She actually has left this project, the Together project, with Kate and William's charity. That's where it started. That's where it stays, and that's where that is still at Amazon right now, and it's still funding the Hub Community Kitchen. They still have the kitchen. They're still doing the work there. You know, they full time. They serve so much so many people during the pandemic in the community. Where Harry's I think one of the military organization that he is involved with, like, the women would cook the food and they would deliver it. And so it's been an incredible project and an incredible way of serving your community. And I just really, again, just appreciated how Meghan came in there. You know, again, this was before she was married. She got in touch and were part of this community before she was even a member of the royal family. And to see where it is today and how much it has served the community and the people in the Grenfell area has been amazing. And what is sad about all this, it's been 5 years. Other than Meghan, the royal family hasn't really done anything. You know, they will show up as they did today at, you know, their anniversary, the service, whatever. But even though Grenfell is right there in the Kensington area, the Cambridges have not really done anything in the community to really help. And so it really, it magnifies how amazing this project is. And, they were able to renovate their kitchen. As you can see, the top picture, that's a renovated part of their kitchen that they were using. And it's just, I just thought it is just amazing, just the work that went into this. And I just, I will forever be grateful. And I know someone on Twitter was saying today that I think ITV or somebody did some kind of a report on the Grenfell community. They highlighted the royals, they highlighted other people, they highlighted Adele, but said nothing about Meghan's work with the Hub Community Kitchen, and which has been one of the biggest deals there. And so again, it just goes to show it's this, us as a community, us as a Sussex squad community, we are the ones that have been and continue to be the ones that remind people what Meghan has done, because they are literally silencing and erasing Meghan's work in the UK. And so for you to do a report and not include the work that Meghan did with the Hub Community Kitchen, that's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous, especially when this thing is done over, it's probably close to $750,000 have already been raised through this book. And it's, again, it's still there. It's still on Amazon. So if you want to purchase the book, it's still there. And it's so important to see. It's like all profits from the sales of this book will help the Hub Community Kitchen to strengthen lives in the community through cooking. And the bottom, it says it goes on to says, Together celebrates the power of cooking that connects us to one another. In the aftermath of the Grenfell fire, a group of local women gathered together to cook fresh food for families and neighbors. Over the chatter and aromas of the kitchen, they discovered the power of cooking and eating together to create connection, restore hope and normality, and to provide a sense of home. This was a part of the Hub Community Kitchen. Together is a storybook of this West London community, showcasing over 50 delicious recipes from the women of the Hub Community Kitchen, and including a foreword from HRH, Duchess of Sussex. So, and we know they had a big premiere at Kensington Palace and all of that stuff. So it's just, something just to reminisce. I mean, a lot of you know this, but some people coming on may not know, what Meghan did, because again, a lot of the press in the UK are only highlighting negative stuff. Even the so-called, legit press. And Charities says Meghan is industrious, considerate, reliable, proactive, and thoughtful woman. She knew what was needed right away, and was determined to help. Glad to say I bought the cookbook. There you go. Yeah, a lot of squaddies have the cookbook. So yeah, it's on Amazon if you want it. The link is in the show notes. They're all there. The link is already there in the show notes if you want to go ahead and get that. Janet Williams. Janet says, just saying hello from hello, Canada, Janet. Or Jan RT. Sorry, Jan RT Williams. Or is that supposed to be Janet Williams? Not sure, but either way, hello. Or a community member from Canada. Love you guys, and thank you, Sussex Squad, for supporting the Duchess of Sussex, her mom, husband, and children. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Emerald says Meghan does the work, and that's what scares those welfare recipients on Shutter Islands. Absolutely. Absolutely. How do you live right there in Kensington and not help and just show up for the service like they did today? So it's unreal. Alice Linden, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate your support. She says you're doing a great job, Petal. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you for your support. Nulu Thando. Hi, Nulu Thando. I love that. Nyan Denny. Oh, I love that. Nulu Thando. Nyan Denny says, warm greetings from South Africa to all squaddies. Hello, warm greetings to you too, Nulu Thando. Welcome. I love this. Let's see. Let's see who else is shouting before we quickly move on. Lorna says, hi Lorna. Lorna said, I don't understand the UK press reporting on Harry falling off his horse. They're not concerned. No, they're not. What they're doing is, I'll get to that in a second. It's just, the falling off the horse, they're not talking about the physical, but it's like, it's like that double meaning. Is that double entendre? Yeah, it's that thing. It's that double, he's falling off the horse. And you'll see why in a second. We'll get to that in a second. And how they frame this narrative. It's it's unreal. So let's see. Oh, yes, move on. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, these are pictures. As we know, we've seen all these pictures before. And again, I was just oh, hi, there we go. I was reminiscing, I guess, and going over those pictures. And we've seen these pictures before. And if you don't know what this is, these are pictures of Meghan at the kitchen, at the Hub Community kitchen, with the ladies of at least some. There are quite a few more, with some of the ladies at the Grenfell, and also Harry joined them when they had just gotten back to the UK. I think December on January 2020, the same day they visited, and then told us that they were leaving to let the world know that they were leaving. They were leaving their the royal institution. They also visited the Grenfell, and Harry was with her there. So so this is them. So it is just, great memories. And one of the things, again, today, big remembrance day for the Grenfell Tower Memorial. This was their Twitter. It says, on the 5th anniversary of that dreadful 2017 day, we remember today as all those who were lost or injured, and as well as those who survived and remain, sending our love and thoughts of remembrance for our community and yours. From Aberfan to Grenfell. And that's a note. It's still small for me to be able to read it, so I couldn't read what it says. But this was, and again, I don't know if the Sussexes will be doing anything or saying anything about it today, but this was from last year. This was from Hewott. She wrote an article as a Grenfell survivor. What how that day, that fire that day, changed her life forever. So I put the link in the show notes. So if you want to go ahead and read it, it's there. It's a very, very powerful tale. A survivor tale from Grenfell. And this was what was there on Oswald last year. It says today, which was last anniversary, and which could go for any anniversary, it says, today, the anniversary of the Grenfell fire is one of the deadliest structural fires in the UK in the modern age. On June 14, 2017, a fire destroyed the Grenfell Tower block of apartments on West London and caused the death of 72 people and injuries to more than 70 others. That day, the community life changed forever. Years later, the survivors and families are still feeling the effects that day, and the effects of that day, really, and its impact will stay with them for the rest of their lives. One of the survivors, who wrote, Dagnashu, reflected on the anniversary and shared her story with archwell.com. And this is, she was just introducing herself. My name is Hewott, and I live in Grenfell Tower for 13 years before the night of the fire. And again, the link is in the show notes. If you'd like to go ahead and read her story is there. So very, very powerful stuff. And one of our squatties, Sussex Lovely, that's her handle on Twitter. It's the French squatty. She posted this, and these are the pictures, and well, some of them they don't have the pictures of some of the souls, the innocent souls that died that day. Men, women, children that passed. And Grenfell United says, Grenfell United invite you to join us in remembering our 72 loved ones at the multi-faith service, which is happening today. The services will start promptly at 4 p.m. by the tower, and access would be via Lancaster Green. And so, yeah, and she posted this, and I was very grateful because I had not seen it, and so she had posted it on Twitter. So thank you, Sussex Lovely, for posting this. And it's just sad looking at all of those faces and knowing what happened. And another person on Twitter posted this, and I thought this was so impactful. They use the names and the ages of each person to build the tower. And I just was like, it's amazing how, with these kind of things and how you can use creativity to have such an incredible impact. And I was like, wow, this is so powerful. It's like, it looks like an apartment building of names. And I don't know if those are the floors that each person lived on. I don't know. But I just thought it was an incredible way to make a powerful statement about it. This is what I was talking about yesterday, and I had mentioned that the community had set out 72 a long table because they've been, celebrating the Jubilee, and they had set out 72 places at a long table would signify each person who died, and nobody would sit at that table because those are the ones that are missing. And so while people were celebrating the Jubilee, this is what the Grenfell community did to honor those during the Jubilee. And Metro, I actually put the link to it. Metro did an incredible article on it. It says the empty table with 72 laid out for the Jubilee street party, nobody will attend. Grenfell campaigners have held an emotional Jubilee street party attended by nobody. Poignant images show tables set with 72 empty seats for each of the victims of the 2017 fire. Special plates were laid out alongside the name cards at the event in West London today, overlooked by the remains of the tower. They read, 72 dead and still no arrests. How come? And that is a powerful reminder that nobody has been held responsible for what happened to these people. No one has been, gotten sent to jail. No, nothing. These people are left. Someone was responsible for this, and no one has been held responsible for it. And so this is what this is what the table looked like in the street. And I just thought it was just such a powerful statement, as everyone is, in the communities, different communities are celebrating the Queen's Jubilee. This is the Grenfell Community celebration. It's a party where nobody will attend and nobody will sit at those tables because those souls are lost. And so, and again, this is the plate. If you can see in the plate has all the names of the people who passed, and also, you can see where it says, and still no arrest. How come? 72 dead, still no arrest. How come? And so, yeah. So it's just very, again, these are other images. And this gentleman, Nabil Shokar, I think how he says it, he lost 6 family members during the fire. And so it's just like, he said he was sitting there just imagining his family around him, what it would be like. And it's just really, it's just really powerful that, today it's just, looking at all the images, and they are a part of church services remembering what happened. So I just thought it was just really it's just one of those things that really is impacting. So it just, yeah. And finally thing on that, I saw this and I thought it was really powerful. Final thing on that, it says service information, Grenfell Tower. It says Grenfell Tower wasn't just a building on the news engulfed in flames. The people are not just statistics. They all had lives and names. It was heartbreaking watching helplessly as the fire raged and smoke filled the West London sky. The pain in the voices and the eyes and of the survivors and the residents affected us all and made the world cry. To the people who died and the people who survived, we will never forget that tragic night, and we are thinking of you. If only wounds could heal first and agony could be eased with kind words spoken. As buildings across London are lit up in green, we hope the solidarity and support can be seen. Through the struggles you may find strength, knowing your community spirit will never be broken. All on the board. And so I just thought it was really powerful thing. So our hearts and our prayers are with the people and the community around the Grenfell Tower, and especially, the ladies who we've come to know so well in the Hub Community Kitchen, because today is a very difficult day for them. So yeah. Let's see. I know that went on there, but let's see what y'all are saying in the chat. Maverick says, this is so sad. The reason there's no arrest is because no one is looking. I would think. I don't think they're looking for anybody. I just, a lot of these people are black and brown people. Again, it's just when it's black and brown people, if this was upper class white people in the UK, you would be sure somebody would be held responsible by now. But it's black and brown people. And again, that is the thing. When it's us, there's no, there's not a hurry to find, to find justice. So there could be justice. There's not a rush. And it's just, again, 5 years. So yeah. Ruth C. Hi, Ruth C. Ruth says, definitely saw it. The ITV documentary made no mention of Meghan. Actually, quite embarrassing. Yeah. It's amazing how you could do all that and not, and again, erasing that, because if they talk about that, that means they wouldn't be lifting up the others who are in their one-way competition with the Sussexes. Let's see. Ngozi. Hi, Ngozi says, Squatties, the success of the cookbook scared the royal family so much they went after the Sussexes. Yeah, that was part of it. I mean, that was Meghan's first, her first project, her first initiative as part of the royal family. And, from the moment, from her doing there, and then, nobody really knowing about it. And then we remember the unveiling under the tent, and all of that stuff. And, a lot of you who were squatties long before I was. Again, I didn't come in until after and during the baby shower, so this was a little before my time. But I've since learned and seen all the videos and all of those things, and seeing the wonderful, unveiling under the tent, and seeing how confident and how well spoken Meghan was, and all of those things. And it's just like, yeah, I would assume that would have scared them, because again, there were others in there who 10 years on hadn't really had anything going on. Kate was there for how many years? And there's Meghan, first project, and look how successful it's been. So yeah, that caused a lot of people to be scared. So, and we all know the history after that. So yeah. So it's just, I just think it's absolutely, yes. So anyway, moving on. Let's Ngozi. We can get that comment out of there. And so we can, we go. We can take that down so we can go on and be able to see the screen. Oh, just so you guys know, and I posted this on Twitter, one of our wonderful squatties alerted us. This is the Lee Thompson, that will be taking over for Jason Knopf. He's going to be the new Jason Knopf. So I have proceeded to block him. He has his tweets protected, so you can't see his tweets, but he can see ours. So I was like, oh, no, you don't. I have gone ahead and blocked him and posted a note on Twitter. I'm like, you might want to consider blocking this one too, so that you're not going to take anything from us to share with those others. He's going to be taking over the communications and I guess publicity and trying to help William and Kate be popular and get a lot of money in the US. So that's what this one, Lee Thompson, will be doing. So just so you know, that's who he is. And so yeah, moving on. So we were just talking about this, how the media frames Harry falling off his horse. Well, we know yesterday was that Garter thing, the Order of the Garter. And one of our squatties have already scolded me about not looking down on other people's traditions. So I'm going to try, even though I'm probably the least traditional person in the world. I literally have no traditions. I have zero. I am not a person that's into a bunch of traditions. So, but I have to also respect that others are and respect other cultures and their traditions. So if I have in any way been rude in that way or just not been sensitive in that way, I apologize. And so thank you. Who was it that did that? Was it Terry? Was it you that scolded me about, I'm not sure if it was Terry. Sorry if I thought it was you, but I think I don't remember who it was, but someone scolded me about being respectful to the to other people's cultures and their traditions. So I apologize and thank you for the scolding and the kick in the butt. Sometimes I need it. So anyway, so yesterday was the Order of the Garter, and we know the whole business with with Prince Andrew and wanting, they said that he was going to go, and if you can see right in the middle, that thing in the middle, this was the program that was printed out, that Prince Andrew was going to be part of the whole Garter thing. And I'm sure Baron may have talked about it yesterday, and I'm sure Duchess of Success talked about it yesterday. I didn't see the whole her whole podcast yet, so from yesterday, so I'm not sure. So anyway, so we know he was supposed to go because it was right there in the program that he was supposed to go. Someone did a big circle. Yeah, he was supposed to be there. And so at the last minute they pulled him from there because I guess and so on the right, on the left here, it's saying, this is from an article from, I think it was Roy Anika that wrote it. She says, clearly at some point soon, though, we will have to be given to how to support the Duke, which is the Duke of York, Prince Andrew, as away from the public gaze. He seeks to slowly rebuild his life in a different direction. There is, of course, a real awareness and sensitivity to the public's feelings. There is also recognition that the task of starting to support him as he begins to rebuild his life will be the first step in a long road, and one should not be played out every day in the glare of the public spotlight. And, just that little thing, one of the things, people, for some reason, I don't know why it is that people feel the need to constantly be protecting the Queen and the royal, or the monarchy, you should say, and royal family from Prince Andrew. From there, it's clearly saying that at some point they are going to have to be supporting him as he, transition and try to rebuild his life. They're going to make steps, and apparently they're going to make steps, in private. But as we've seen with for him escorting his mom at the Thanksgiving service for Prince Philip, he was supposed to be a part of the Jubilee, and here he was supposed to be front and center along with William and Charles at the Order of the Garter yesterday. And at the last minute, the Jubilee was pulled, and at the very last minute, and again, he was in the program, so they were all fine with it up until the public says, we're not fine with this. So people are going around, they're like, I can't believe Prince Andrew want to do this. No. I can't believe he wants to be, go back to his duties and whatever. And my thing is, the royal family are fine with it. The only thing they're not fine with yet is because the public is balking. What they're doing, and every time you see this happen over and over and over, including, Prince Andrew saying he wants to get his medals back, he wants to get the rolls back that the Queen stripped him of, and all of that stuff. He wants to go back with the Grenadier Guards and all of that. They're going to keep putting this out in the public over and over and over. And what they're doing is what all white supremacists do. You saw that with Donald Trump in the US. If you're in the US, you see the same pattern. If they do the same thing, what they're doing is wearing down the public. They're going to keep throwing it out there and pulling it back, because right now it's still too fresh. And, give it a month, they'll throw something out and test the waters and pull it back. And then they're going to do it again. They're going to throw it out and the same thing with the priest coming out and being, forgiveness thing, and then they pull it back. And it's like what they're doing is wearing the public down. And then by the end of this year, don't be surprised when Prince Andrew is front and center. Is what they're doing, is what they always do. Donald Trump did that for 4 years in the US with all the crazy things he's done. Is they wear you down to a point where you're like, okay, I don't even care anymore. And then they get to spring on you what they always wanted to do. There is no point to protecting the monarchy from Prince Andrew. There's no point to it. Even Scobie wrote an article today. I was like, I couldn't even finish reading. I was like, this is just all nonsense. And I love Omid. But I'm like, this is nonsense. I mean, Prince Andrew isn't doing anything that the monarchy doesn't want him to do. He's not doing anything that the Queen doesn't want him to do. What they're all doing is testing the public's temperature. That's all they're doing. They've already decided that Andrew is part of them. They cannot get rid of Andrew. Andrew knows where the bodies are buried. They can't do it. If Andrew is destroyed, they are destroyed. So there's no point in trying to lambaste Andrew and then try to act like somehow they are protecting the monarchy from him. Andrew is the exact representation of who the monarchy is. So stop the nonsense. And it's just so ridiculous seeing, people who journalists who I respect fall for this nonsense all the time. It's like they're just testing the temperature. That's all they're doing. And then by the end of the year, Andrew will be back front and center. The fact that they printed this program and only yesterday or maybe 2 days ago pulled it and updated it without his name tells you something. So there's no point to it. And then the Evening Standard, which I glorified tabloid, Williams warning scuppers Andrew's return to the fall. Oh please. Oh please, this is just embiggening William because it's his birthday month. They have been in this whole embiggening William nonsense again because he's, I guess, I don't know what date it is, he's supposed to turn 40. And look at how they juxtapose it with Harry falling off his horse. And that's what we're talking about, how they frame and why they've all been talking about Harry falling off his horse, because here they're framing William as William, the savior of the monarchy, scuppers Andrew from embarrassing and taking down the monarchy. At the same time, Harry is over there in Montecito falling off his horse. That's how the British press. It's just, oh, that's how they frame it. And this is supposed to be, I guess, a legit paper, I guess. But again, they're all glorified tabloids. So this is the kind of narrative that they have. This is, Harry falling off while William the Conqueror, savior of the monarchy. And it's just like, look, if you're going to go after Andrew, you need to go after Charles. Charles and Andrew are just the same. They have no, I mean, other than, we haven't heard of Charles, allegedly raping a sex trafficked minor, but everything else Charles has done, including, blatant corruption. I mean, Charles has his besties with Jimmy Savile, who did all this horrible stuff to children in Jersey and also right there in mainland UK, in mainland England and all, I guess, around the UK, wherever else he, raped and molested children. So there, Charles was also friends with a pedophile priest, and then there's also that all, in their family, according to reports, what is it, Windsor, that Windsor guy who, Lord Mountbatten Windsor, who is basically a father to Prince Charles or favorite uncle, was allegedly also a pedophile. I mean, so it's like, if you're going to go after Andrew, then you're going to have to, and honestly, then you're going to have to go after all of these things, especially Prince Charles, who is going to be your next king. Because again, he is no different. They are just as corrupt. They're both, befriending pedophiles. So if you're going to be going, and like Andrew can't do something, then you got to go after Charles as well, if you're going to be honest about it. So that's my thing on that whole mess. It's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. So, let's see. Let's see, Maggie. Maggie says, P. Charles and Willie Leaks reacted because the public's reaction towards Andrew. First, why should they put their names there at first? The Queen and other senior royals are too fake. They're all fake. They're all, I mean, yeah, it's like if the public was at a place where they didn't care, Andrew would have been there yesterday front and center. It's just that the temperature is a little hot still. So they're going to keep testing it until they just wear the public down. And that's all they're doing. They're literally just wearing the public down. It's a plan. It's a device. You see it in the US all the time. The Republican Party did it. Donald Trump did it to us for 4 years. They wear you down until you're like, okay, whatever. And then they do whatever it is they need to do. It's oh yes, that's what they do. Let's see. Joyce, hi Joyce. Joyce says Andrew is Charles and William's problem. How they handle him is going to be very interesting. But Harry and Meghan are being treated. But Harry and Meghan is being treated I guess you mean how they're treated is just insane. Yeah, Andrew gets better treatment, obviously, as we know, than Prince Andrew. I mean, they embrace Prince Andrew. You don't, other than when Andrew, like this, where he is about to go be public, you don't really hear about Andrew. They leave him alone because the palace protects him. And that's why I'm saying it's like there is no point to reporters that are like trying to protect the monarchy from Andrew. The monarchy is Andrew. He's a representation of who they are. So they will protect him because, again, protecting him protects them. So, yeah. Sass says, hi Sass. Sass says, Andrew holds all 4 aces, a big and little joker. He will use them to trump all cards thrown at him. They won't dare. No, they won't. And I mean, you think about it, a lot of people in the press have done exactly what Prince Andrew have done and are part of that kind of thing. So they're not going to go at him. You look at people, say, in the Daily Mail. A lot of their big people in the Daily Mail are friends with Andrew, and they're part of that. So yeah, they're not gonna go at him because what are you gonna do? Cause people to start looking at you. So that's why they will never. It's a reason, unless the temperature is really, really hot, you'll never see people like Piers Morgan attacking Andrew. Unless it's really, really everybody's going at him, then he will say something. Because why? There are pictures all over the internet with Piers Morgan and Ghislaine and with Jeffrey Epstein, and that people throw in his face, he blocks them. So yeah, it just they won't do it unless, yeah. Oral, hi Oral. Oral says, I saw that the Republican lady was not biting her tongue and the royal somebody was not amused. Not sure what you're not sure what you're referring to. So maybe you want to explain a little bit, Oral. Yeah, that would be great because I want to know what you're talking about. So yeah, let's move on and see what else is there. Oh yeah, I should have stayed right there. The Garter, which was yesterday, and again, thank you, Squatty, community member who chastised me about not being respectful. But anyway, so I didn't. Honestly, I don't know if any of you know what the Garter is, so I had to go to thank you Wikipedia because I had no idea what this was about. All I knew was that they were dressed in funny costumes, and that's all I knew. I've seen it before, like the costumes, but I literally had no idea. So, what it was. So I was like, okay, maybe others don't know. So if you want to read all about the Garter and you want to know what the Order of the Garter and you want to know all about it, please go to Wikipedia. I tried to do it and it literally hurt my brain. I was like, I just can't. So the little piece that I pulled out from Wikipedia, thank you, Wikipedia. And you could believe Wikipedia or not. Some things may be up for question, but part of this says appointments to the Order of the Garter are at the sovereign sole discretion and are usually in recognition of a national contribution for public service or for personal service to the sovereign or the Queen. Membership of the order is limited to the sovereign, the Prince of Wales, and no more than 24 living members or companions. The order also includes supernumeraries, knights, ladies, example, members of the British Royals family, and foreign monarch. And I think it was the Queen of Spain, I think, was part of who was inducted last year, I think, something like that. And I guess this is the cross that they get, the most noble order of the Garter. That's the thing at the bottom. This medal, I guess, the medal at the bottom. So again, if you want to read all about it, please jump over to Wikipedia. And I was trying to find out, well, okay, you're there, like, what do they do? So you're part of this group, what do you do? And I still have not been interested, or I still have not been able to understand what it is they do. What do you do when you're part of this group? No idea. But one of the things that interested me, and one of the things that I was like, was this picture. So when I saw it, popped up on Twitter, there's Prince Charles and Camilla and the Queen looking like, well, okay, I'm alive. She's, I'm like, can y'all give this lady a chair to sit on? But, maybe she's feisty and don't really, she doesn't really care and she wants to be feisty and stand. Could be she's a feisty lady. But I saw this video on Twitter and the top picture on the right, I saw this lady and I was like, I didn't even know Black people was part of this. That's to tell you how much I don't know about the Garter. And I was like, well, now that's interesting. I had no idea that Black people was a part of the Garter. And so, and everybody's dressed in their costumes and stuff. And there she was, front and center. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's front, but, and I think the guy next to her is Tony Blair, I think. And I should have found out, but I'm not. So British squatties, you can let me know if that's Tony Blair or not. But, and there she is, a better picture at the bottom, and it's this Black lady. And I was like, well, who knew? And I was just very, very, that what got me. I was like, okay, well, let's find out who this person is. And come to find out, she is, and I saw all of this on Twitter. It's like Scott Ferguson Wood, whoever he is. He tweeted and says, the inspirational Baroness Valerie Amos was installed today as the Lady of the Order of the Garter, Britain's oldest and most senior order of chivalry, with only 24 members at a time. And there she is. She in the middle. She's on Twitter. She is she's with, I think she is a professor, I guess, at the University College, Oxford. So so there she is. And it says the first Baroness Amos is the first. Let's just pull this screen now. Baroness Amos, I guess, is the first Black person appointed by the Queen to the prestigious order. And I was like, well, yeah, that's probably why I'd never seen, not that I look up, Order of the Garter people. That's why it stood out to me so much. She was the first one. She said Baroness Amos became the first Black person to be appointed to the Order of the Garter, Buckingham Palace announced. And so it's very interesting. And I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. Let's find out more. And so then I was on, I think it was Nadine White, who writes for The Independent. I saw this. She had retweeted it or liked it or something. And so I saw this. Never ask a woman her age, a man his salary, or never ask Baroness Valerie Amos if she still believes slavery was not a crime, and Britain therefore shouldn't make reparations. And I was like, what? I was like, what on earth is that about? And so I had to do a little bit of digging. And it was just like, oh my goodness, was I in for a surprise? Here is Miss Valerie from 2001. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And this is The Independent, but before I knew about The Independent. Britain refuses to call slave trade a crime. And it goes on to say the British government will not condemn the 300 years of transatlantic trade as a crime against humanity in the United Nations Conference on Racism that begins in South Africa on Friday, Baroness Valerie Amos said on Thursday. I was like, okay, wait a minute. This is a Black woman, and she's at a race conference, and she is delivering the British government's message that they will not condemn the 300 years of transatlantic slave trade and they wouldn't condemn it as a crime against humanity. And she's at a racism conference. Yes, that is exactly what happened, outlining a position that she said was in line with that of the EU countries, all of whom have sent low-level delegations to Durban. Of course, it's racism. Why would they send high-level delegations? That's how it works. Baroness Amos, the Foreign Office Minister for Africa, the Caribbean, Overseas Territory, says Britain is prepared to strong wording on slave trade like regret or abhorrence, that kind of language in the final declaration, expected next week. But she said that only contemporary slavery would be condemned as crime against humanity. I was shocked. Again, this is 2020. I'm sorry, this is 2001. It's like 21 years ago. And I feel like this just happened yesterday because weren't we the last couple of weeks talking about this, the charmless offensive tours in the Caribbean? Weren't we just talking about the same thing? And the words that they're not willing to say that they're not willing to say or condemn slavery, but they're only willing to, use the word abhorrent or, and it's just like, wow. And yeah, this is her. And again, the Guardian, as you can see here, Guardian also reported on it. Guardian says, let's get it a little bigger so I can read it. It says, incredibly, Britain and its European partners is still undecided just how far to go in apologizing for the mystery and destruction of the transatlantic trade. Baroness Amos, the head of the UK delegation to the UN Anti-Racism Conference in Durban, said Britain is prepared to use strong word abhorrence to describe its revulsion at the trade, which was a pillar of empire building. Britain argues that it can't call slave trade a crime against humanity. And we're going to look down further at the bottom. It says, instead, the Europeans are undecided whether to apologize outright or merely express regret. This is nonsense. They should apologize unreservedly. The word racist and crime needs to be in there, preferably side by side. Again, it's like we have just been hearing this a couple months ago. And again, you look at the date of this. This is Monday, the 3rd of September, 2001, 21 years ago. Again, this is talking about Baroness Amos going along with the British policy. And again, this is the woman who is the head of the UK delegation to the UN and at an anti-racism conference. And this is what she is okay with, that they can call the slave trade a crime against humanity. And it's weird, it's wild that this is the case, because when we look at, what just happened again 2 months ago, 2 months ago, the shameless offensive tour, and Prince William was in Jamaica, and he was giving a speech about, slavery. And look at the words that Prince William used. Remember, it was abhorrent. They wanted to say abhorrent. They would be okay with saying abhorrent. But look at the exact words that Prince William used when he was talking about slavery. I strongly agree with my father, the Prince of Wales, who said in Barbados last year that the appalling atrocities of slavery forever stains our history. I want to express my profound sorrow. Slavery was abhorrent, and it should never have happened. The same thing that the British government decided that the words that they wanted to use 21 years ago is the exact words that Prince William used 2 months ago talking about race. And they want us to believe that somehow this came from Prince William's heart, and that came from his conviction and all of that stuff the British press wants people to believe. And here it is, William expressing the same words and the same sentiments that never should have happened, that regret that the British press 21 years ago with Baroness Amos. This is the wording they want and we're okay to use when it comes to the slave trade and when it comes to slavery. These are the words, and this is the sentiments they wanted to express. And here is William doing the exact same thing, expressing the same words, using the same the same narrative that Baroness Amos used 21 years ago. And this is the thing why I would never, ever, 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 ever support the royal family. Why I would never. None of this, the thing that they are doing right now, none of this has any meaning. This is something that they've already set with the government. This is what we're going to, don't ever expect them to apologize. They didn't do it 21 years ago. They're not going to do it now. They're using the same line, the same narrative. It's the whole same thing. They will never apologize. They didn't want to do it back then. They didn't want to apologize. They didn't even want to say it was a crime against humanity. Exactly what they did in the Caribbean. Exactly it. That's why they didn't apologize. That's why they wouldn't go further. Yes, Prince Charles, when he in Barbados, when Barbados became a republic and Prince Charles was delivering an address at the ceremony. One of the things Prince Charles says, this is part, Scobie was reporting from Bazaar about Prince Charles's speech last November. This is what Prince Charles says: the creation of this republic offers a new beginning, but it also marks a point on continuum, a milestone on the long road of you have not only traveled, but which you've built. The prince shared in a speech at National Heroes Square from the darkest days of our past and the appalling atrocities of slavery, which forever stains our history. The people of this island forged their path with extraordinary fortitude. That's it. That's all. That is his whole speech on slavery. That it was appalling atrocity. That slavery. That it was an appalling atrocity. And it was like, duh. Water is wet. Yes, we know the sky's up, rain falls down. Yes, slavery is appalling. This is not news to anybody. And he goes on like, it forever stains our history. Nowhere is there apology. Nowhere is there owning what they did. Nothing. He uses the same sentiment. Yes, yes, it's like it was appalling. At least he went a little further in saying it was an atrocity, but it's like the same sentiments of that appalling, that it should never have happened. It forever stains our history. Yeah, it's the same sentiments. They are preaching the same narrative that was handed down by the government in 2001, 21 years ago. And so it is just unreal to see this woman in, again, what we just looked at, Wikipedia describing that person, the people that get into this, that are appointed to this, apparently people who do community service and whatever, or who have done, let's find that Wikipedia. Let's see what the definition again is, that they said, here we go. It's Wikipedia. The people who get that, who get that recognition or get that award or whatever, being in the Garter is, it says, the person, appointments are the sole discretion of, and are usually a recognition for the in recognition of national contribution for public service or personal service to the sovereign. And I would say that Baroness Amos did exactly this. She did exactly what the government wanted her to do. Not necessarily public, at least not the black public anyway, and or personal service to the sovereign. Yes, by claiming that it is not, that slavery is not a crime against humanity. What you have just done is absolved your government, absolved the royal family of responsibility for their role in the slave trade. And that is what she's done. And they have ably rewarded Miss Baroness, and this is a little bit about her. Today, which was yesterday, Dr. Chloe R. Mackenzie was tweeting about the Baroness. She says, today is the Garter's Day, and the new Garter lady, Dame Valerie Amos, joins the ranks of the most noble of Garter. Baroness Amos is the first black person to be made companion in the order's 675 years. That's right. This has been going on for 675 years. She's the first black person to be there. And she served in the British government and the UN and has an incredible career. Dame Valerie was born in 1954 in Georgetown, Guyana. And moved to the UK with her family in 1963, studying degrees in sociology, cultural studies, and education. Amos worked on local government in London, serving as chief executive for the Equal Opportunities Commission in 1989 to whenever, and I lost interest after that. But it's like, this is a black woman from Guyana, Georgetown, Guyana, who worked with the British government, who worked, definitely carried their message of slavery, colonization, all of that. Never mind, her people and the rest of the Caribbean were brutalized, murdered, and, in all sorts of ways. But she was around the world, went to a race conference to spread the British government message that, slavery is not a crime against humanity. And this is who was honored yesterday. And it is, at some part, and again, when I always talk about how the British royal family are expert in buying black people with these awards, with the OBE, MBE, CBE and all the other things. This another one, she's Baroness. Now she's with the Order of the Garter. It is I say it so often, I'm sure some people probably like turn their ears or stick their hands in their ears. But this is the kind of mess I was talking about. It doesn't just affect, people there in the UK. But what she's done, this is a woman from the Caribbean. She's a black woman going to a conference, and again, she worked, representing the UK at the UN and all of that stuff. She worked with the, she's actually, she was actually in the House of Lords and apparently as well. But this is the kind of people that they have the influence that have, they have the kind of influence that affects the life of black people, not just, in the UK and abroad. And for her to be okay to spread that kind of message has injured so many of us and has, talk about kicking people who've been fighting for an apology and fighting for reparations and all of this stuff. And here is a black woman from the Caribbean doing exactly what the British government and the monarchy wants her to do. And so the fact that she was honored yesterday is no surprise now. Before yesterday, I had never known this person. I had never seen her. I'd never heard of her. Before I saw that video with a picture of her, and I was like, why is a black person in that video? I never knew she existed until yesterday. And I was just like, holy mackerel. And so this is the kind of people that we have to fight. It's like we got to fight our own. And it's like, not all kinfolk are skinfolk. It's just like, Lord. And so, yeah, I'm like, Kathy says the brainwash is deep. I'm telling you, Kathy, it's unreal, that brainwash. Because I mean, it just blew me away. And to think, right now we're still fighting the same thing. I mean, 2 months ago we were all over the Cambridges in the Caribbean, and with the shameless offensive tours, doing the same thing, not realizing it's the same battle that's been fought 21 years ago with literally the same wording. And it's like, holy crap. So it's unreal. Cookies and Cream said these sellouts are disgusting. If the unroyal family doesn't care about people of color in its own family, then certainly won't care about anyone else. The family is a bunch of users. Yeah. And people like this, Dame Amos, allow them. And they're like the gatekeepers, because this woman is not going to be standing up for Black people. I mean, not now. Is she ever going to speak out against the royal family, their racism? No. Is she ever going to speak? No. Don't ever expect that. Don't ever expect Black people who have any of those awards. I don't care who they are, including one of my favorite people, Lewis Hamilton, who got a knight and whatever. I don't expect any of these people to ever speak out against the royal family. They, especially when it comes to race, they will never do it. So I'm like, yeah, those, yeah, it's unreal. Dr. Shola needs to educate her. She's blind. Stevie Wonder can see through this foolishness. I don't think these people, honestly, I don't think she could be it. I mean, she's one of the most educated people. She is. I mean, this woman is, again, she's, I guess, a professor at Oxford College. She is learned. She probably, when it comes to basic, education stuff, I'm sure her and Dr. Shola are probably on the same level. They just have very different views when it comes to race, and and especially relationship with the royal family. It's very, very different. So I don't think, when you get to this level and then you're yesterday inducted into the, the Order of the Garter, I don't think this is somebody who can change or who would even be open to changing or changing her mind. I think she's already long gone, so it's unreal. Kenitha, hi, Kenitha says, Meghan have evidences of all of her achievement in the UK. No matter what they do, they cannot erase them. Absolutely. There's evidence everywhere. And as long as there's a squad, we will keep promoting it. Absolutely. Rootsy says Baroness is one of the people who will always be for the royal family. Yeah, she'll always be. I mean, even if you look at a picture of the Jubilee, Kate, I think it was the concert. It might have been the one with the concert where Kate was sitting. Right next to her is the one of those people that Ken Olisa, actually. You will see Ken Olisa sitting right next to her. He is one of those, what is he again? The Queen appoints these representatives, and I forgot what they're called, and I've spoken about him before on here. Ken Olisa, and the other one, I think her name is Pebbles or something. But they are appointed by the Queen as representatives in the community. And they literally, when Meghan, when the Oprah Winfrey interview happened, they literally went to the Daily Mail and said the royal family aren't racist. And Ken Olisa was one of the people sitting right next to Kate Middleton, and one of the concerts when we were talking about a lot of Black and brown people. I've never seen that many Black and brown people around them. Ken Olisa was the gentleman on her right who was sitting right next to her. That's the Black guy. And he's one of those Queen appointed people. He is now, I think, an advisor on one of Prince Charles's pet projects. So yeah, it's just, they will never, they will never go against the royal family. And actually they will stand up and tell you the royal family is not racist, no matter what the royal family does. They've already sold out. Thrive with Stride says, thanks so much, Petal. Oh, you're welcome. I've never heard this woman, but gonna do some research. Please do. Like I said before yesterday, I'd never heard of her myself. And was a little shocked. Shall I say, absolutely very shocked at what I read. So yeah, Valerie Amos is already indoctrinated. Yeah, she certainly is. Thank you, Sherry Ware. Yeah. It is Janet. Hi, Janet, one of our wonderful Two Cents crew members. Janet says, Petal, you're so right about that. It's shameful. It is very shameful. It is, I mean, you're a Black woman from the Caribbean and go to a race conference. And again, if you notice what was mentioned in the article, it says the different EU countries, they only sent low-level dignitaries to this meeting. And it's like, yeah, they, when it has to do with race, when it has to do with Black people, they will never send their best. They will always just, again, racism on so many levels. It's unreal. Yeah. Let's see. B Thomas says, hi B. B says, the crown jewels, we need Meghan to get her share of Princess Diana jewelry for Lilibet. Dame Valerie is there because of Meghan, but that is just pump and circumstance bloop. Well, she was there before Meghan. I mean, again, she worked for the government. She was in the UN. She was in the House of Lords. I think she was actually one of the leaders in there for a time as the first Black woman or something like that. And British squatties, you can correct me if I'm wrong or help me if I got any of that wrong. Please do. I'm sure I am not that versed in the House of Lords or British government. But yeah, she was there, and I'm not sure if she's still there, but she was. And so yeah, she has been a part of the government and royalty for a long time. So way before Meghan. So, or maybe now they're trying to say, oh, after 675 years, we're no longer racist. We are having a Black person. Yes. And we're going to choose the Black person who told the world that, slavery is not a crime against humanity. That's the person we're going to choose to be among us, to be the first Black person to be among us. Yeah, sure. Unreal. Let's see. Hi, Lynn. Lynn says, I think Lynn is speaking to Gwendolyn. I don't know what Gwendolyn says, but let's see what Lynn says. Gwendolyn, people like that are worse than some whites. Yeah. I stay far away from people like those. They will sell you out for less than 30 pieces of silver. Absolutely true. I absolutely believe that. I absolutely believe that. Lady Luck 88. Hi, Lady Luck. Lady Luck says, I bet she had done some amazing things and was a bright star. And then being close to them will make you betray yourself. I'm sure a lot of that is true because, you have to be careful about the community, the people you surround yourself with. But I can't blame other people for you deciding to betray your people, not after you are from the Caribbean and know your history. I can't blame other people for a person deciding to betray their people at all. I can't blame that on someone else. I think we all have to take responsibility for the things, we believe in, the people we associate ourselves with, and the things and the convictions that we have. Those are on us. Nobody can make you have that conviction. Nobody can make you unless you were in prison with a gun to your head. Nobody can make you surround yourself with people that would have that kind of impact on you. You make that choice. You make that choice to surround yourself with people who will do that. So, yeah. I think we have to take a lot of the responsibility for the things we do and the things we believe, no matter what it is. Thank you, Henpal, for your wonderful donation. Thank you so much. And Henpal says the only reason she's the first Black woman is to cover what happened to Meghan. The Rotten Royals abused Meghan when she was in the UK. Absolutely. And it's we're not racist. We are bringing in a first Black woman after 675 years. And yes, she is the Black woman who told the world again that, slavery and colonization and the slave trade was not a crime against humanity. She was there standing up for being a gatekeeper for white supremacy. It's just, yeah, unreal. Let's see a couple more. Gwendolyn says, she needs to get rid of that stupid smile off her face. Well, I guess she's smiling for all her accomplishments, and she has accomplished a lot of things. But, again, how do you justify what she did to her own people? I don't know how you justify that. Church Nelly says, does she know that the British monarchy is just using her as a prop? At this point, I have to believe a lot of them don't care and they don't mind, because they in their mind they have some kind of status, and they don't see it as using them as props. I mean, I would assume they know, but it gives them some kind of prominence. She can walk around and call herself a baroness. She can walk around and tell people now that she's part of the Lord of the Garter and all of that, the Order of the Garter, sorry. And so I think status is more important than, standing up for your people, or, that she's being used as a prop. I don't think, when I think of all the people, especially in the UK, Black people who've taken those OBE, CBE, and, MBE, all of those things, they're usually on social media celebrating this. They're not embarrassed in the slightest. They literally celebrate it. So I don't think they mind. It gives them status. It's something they can put on their social media, says, so-and-so MBE or OBE, whatever, and it gives them a kind of status. So I don't think they care. Kathy Gabriel says, Kathy, Petal, you should listen to she should listen to Bob Marley. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our kind. I'm saying, there you go. And free our minds. It's up to us to, emancipate ourselves. I mean, we're not enslaved in the sense of, we don't like how it was back then during, the slave trade and slavery and stuff. But a lot of our minds are still enslaved, and we cannot see ourselves apart from our slave masters. And when, we associate honor and all glory and stuff when those slave masters bestow it on us. And so we will continue to serve them, the massa. A lot of people have this mentality, so it's unreal to me. But again, it's yes. Let's move on from Miss Baroness. Let's see what else we got. So switching completely different tone and thing. I saw this yesterday. Someone on Twitter posted this, and this is David Weissman. He is with Invictus, and we've talked about David before. He is one of Harry's friends who is actually doing a lot of the promotions. He's out there getting a lot of the new countries to come in to be part of the Invictus, and so he's out there around the world representing the Invictus game. And so he did this interview, and did I put the link? Oh no, I think I forgot. Okay, so when I got off here, I'm going to put the link to this in the show notes so you can watch it. It's a very harrowing tale, and we've talked about him being shot and having a bullet in his chest, and still the bullet is still there. And so this is a documentary. If you're interested, it's very harrowing, but if you're interested in finding out his experience, he talks about how that happened and the harrowing scene that he saw, and things that he saw in Afghanistan. Is very, very like, whoa. So I'm not going to go further on it. I will post a link to in the show notes if you're interested in finding out more about David. But he's an incredible, incredible guy. And today, obviously this morning, we got Invictus once again with their colors, blue, white, and blue. And of course, I went on online like, okay, typing in, okay, what all countries have flags that are blue, white, blue? And there's a whole ton of them. So I had no idea. And I don't think anybody else did, because everybody was like, was like, I don't know which one it is. Turns out that it's Israel. Israel has now joined the Invictus, and they would be part of Invictus Dusseldorf next year. And so yeah, so and then on YouTube they have an definitely the welcome video for Israel. David is also a part of that, and it was a part of getting Israel in there. I have, and I'm going to be very honest, I've been a little bit, more than side-eyeing Israel for some of the things that they've been doing, and also for their treatment of the Palestinian people. I have a lot of friends who are Jewish, and I have nothing against the Jewish people at all. I love my friends, and I love, the people. But their government, their police, and their military have been doing some stuff, and that has been like, and even though I know in the US it's a friend of Israel, my thing is like, look, sometimes we got to call our friends out, and we're going to tell our friends when they are doing stuff that is not okay, especially what they're doing to the people of Palestine, that is wrong, and atrocities that's happening there, that is wrong. We got to call our friends out and be like, look, just like my squaddies who kicked me in the butt about not respecting people's traditions, that is the community I come from, that we call each other, and we will call it out and speak truth to each other in love. And that's how you love people. And I don't want friends that will just tell me things that I wanted to hear. I want friends who would look me in the eye and speak truth to me. And so that if I'm doing something wrong, I will change. And a lot of nations, it's including this one, including the US, have not been calling out Israel for some of the things that they've been doing, and which has been horrendous. And so when I saw this, and I'm like, okay, I had to, and it's going to take me a minute, because I support, I support soldiers. I support men and women who've put their lives on the line to fight for their country. But this one, I have to be honest, gave me a little bit of pause. And I had to be like, okay, Pelo, remember, these are men and women. They're gone out and they've done what their government asked them to do, and a lot of them are injured, and they need to be supported, and they, you know what I mean? So it is taking me a minute. I don't have the same joy that I had when I heard about Nigeria, and then I heard about Colombia. I don't have the same joy in my heart because of how I felt about what Israel has been doing. And I feel sad about that, and I wanted to feel sad. So I'm going to get there, because I want to support men and women in the military, no matter where they're from. They have given their lives, and they have, they are, a lot of them are in the same boat, injured in all forms, whether it's invisible and physical injuries, and in all forms. They also need support. But my heart needs to get there. It's not there today, even though I will say, welcome Israel to the Invictus. Not that my welcome is of any importance to them at all. It doesn't matter whether I welcome them or not. But I want to be able to support with a full heart, and my heart isn't quite there. So I'm doing the actions, and hopefully my heart will follow in kind. So if there are any Jewish friends on here, just know I am not angry at the Jewish people at all. And again, but I am very much upset at the government and the police and the military, what they're doing. So yeah, so that's where my thing is with that. So I will pray, in my heart, I'm sure we'll get there. It's just not there today. But that said, Israel is a part of the Invictus game. Welcome. That's just me being honest with where I am. Well, before we even get there, before we even finish, let me just see what you guys are thinking, and Gerance. Hi, Gerance. How are you? I hadn't seen your name before, so I'm assuming this may be your first time, or maybe first time I'm noticing and seeing your name, Gerance. So welcome, Baroness Meghan of Khalil. Yeah, she is. Is this when she is in Scotland? I think this is Scotland. When she's in Scotland, she is the Baroness of Kilkeel. Sorry. So I think this is it Scotland or Ireland? One of them. I don't remember which one it is, where she is when she is a Baroness. So yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Charities AC says a lot of Black Judas nowadays. It's no surprise. It's been happening from the dawn of time. This is the Candace Owens fault. I know. I think we are, every country I think now has a Candace Owens, I guess. This is definitely deep. I mean, this was a Candace Owens before there was a Candace Owens. I don't know how old Candace Owens was, but yeah, this was one before the Candace Owens was formed, I guess, fully formed to what she is now. So yeah, it's unreal. So Maverick says they will toss her into the rubbish when they are finished using her. Yeah, well, that's how they do with Black people. They use us as props, and then when they're done, they have no use for they have no use for Black people. They will throw us out. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. Verda, hi Verda. Verda says she may have been there before Meghan, but they never would have recognized her after truth didn't come out about royal. Oh, the truth didn't come out about the royal being racist. Yeah, most likely not. Absolutely. Now, they are trying to we're not racist, we're not a racist family thing, but again, it's very interesting who they chose. They made sure it's somebody who will spout their narrative. They're not going to be choosing somebody who's going to hold them accountable to that. So again, it's very interesting who they chose. Elaine says, no, that's Ireland. Scotland is the Countess of... so I guess when Meghan is in Scotland, she's the Countess of Dumbarton, but when she's in Ireland, she is the Baroness of Kilkeel. Okay, thank you, Elaine. I didn't know my title, so thank you so much for that. Oh, this is something also. Pedal, I love that Nigeria has joined Invictus, but our soldiers are terrors to us at home. That is interesting because, yeah, that is very interesting. Huh. Wow. That is, And again, you want to support them because they fought for their country, but then here we are. Ihoma says, I hope that's how you say your name, says, they are terrorizing the people at home. So how do you support? Again, you have this conflict where you want to support soldiers, but then they're terrorizing the people at home. How do you support that? And so it just, oh God, it's so complicated. And not only that, also, from the video today, it sounds like Nigeria will not be a part of Invictus 2023 because on that video, they only said Israel and Colombia will be a part of the next Invictus. So it may be that Nigeria may not be ready for next year and may be doing the following one in 2025. Because they didn't mention Nigeria being a part of, again, the video in welcoming Israel today. And there's a link. I actually will put the link. I think I already put it there, but if not, I will put the link to the video welcoming Israel so you can watch it. But they didn't mention Nigeria being a part of it for next year in Dusseldorf. So that's very interesting because I thought they would be a part of next year as well. So not sure what happened there. So yeah. Ceci, hi Ceci, says Israel veterans fought against Palestinians. They are, I don't know if those veterans did, but it's just what's happening, now, what the stuff that's happening now. I don't know those veterans. I don't know what, who did what. I don't know, how long they've, if they've fought over. I don't know the situation, but I'm talking about what's going on and has been going on in Israel recently. And especially with that reporter who they killed and all of that stuff. And, basically, especially the police, I don't know if it was a big thing on the news. So I don't know, again, I don't know that these are the soldiers who are going to be at Invictus, but I'm just talking in general, what is happening in Israel has given me pause and sort of made me feel like, oh, my heart isn't as welcoming as it has been for the others. So again, I am not saying any one of these soldiers did anything. That's not what I'm saying. So, yeah. Let's see. Betty says, Pedal Amos will learn the hard way. Lots of accomplished artists, entertainment, etc., have refused MBEs, OBEs, etc., out of principle. But unfortunately, we do get the foolish ones. Yes, a lot of people, actually, white and black people, have refused those, and out of principle. But a lot of them have taken it. So yeah. Let's see. Nutty Doctor says, hi, Nutty Doctor says, Nigerian soldiers fight in UN nations, keep forces, and against terrorists in the Sahel. Okay. So the UN peacekeeping forces, I'm assuming that's what you mean. Okay, there you go. And it's like there's none of these things are like one dimensional. They're all bad or all good. There's good and bad in all of them, and it's like you have to like, okay, there's part of you that may not be doing good, but there's another part of you and it's just like, oh. So again, it's, as all of us human beings, we are not one dimensional. There's good and bad in all of it, I guess. Ceci says, I support Palestinian equality. I'm for equality all over, and I'm for freedom, people's freedom all over. I abhor any situation where people are being oppressed, and for me, that is a big issue for me. So yeah. Sharon says, it is the veterans that are joining, not the countries. Let's give respect to the vets. Very true. Very true. But, again, Sharon, very true. I appreciate this. Again, we all are where we are. And I'm sharing you honestly where I am when I saw it. But yes, absolutely giving respect to the veterans who have served their countries. So absolutely. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah. Let's see. A few more. Oh my gosh, we are at 1:45. I am just talking way too much. Let's see. Emerald says Nigerian vets are still in training. Okay, so then again, I'm not sure why they weren't part of the video. So I don't know. So again, I didn't see they had only mentioned Israel, and they had only mentioned Colombia, and they didn't mention. So I didn't know why that was. So that's a good question I can ask. We can tweet the Invictus community to find more information. Hopefully I'll tweet them, and then the next time I will have more information on it. Maverick, thank you so much for your donation. I am so grateful. Miss Monroe, thank you. And Maverick says, Petal, I had a vision of William, Kate, and the kids being lost in that helicopter they all piled into. We are one flock of geese from having. Well, I was gonna stop reading there. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. I mean, thank you for the donation, but I'm not gonna get into. Yeah, that would be a little scary. Yeah, yeah, I don't want to get into that one at all. That's yeah. We hope for safe travels for everyone, and nothing would. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah. So no. I can't support that at all. So I'm sorry. I pray for everybody's safety in all things. Let's see. Kathy says, now Black people are surrounding the royal family at every turn. Yeah. I mean, even today, I saw a picture of the Grenfell service, and around both William and Kate were Black kids. And it's, again, using Black kids as props. And again, I talk about that all the time. They do that all the time. And so, yeah, now around them, they are out to prove that they are not racist. And so we will see that. And for me, it's always sad that people allow themselves. Again, people are going to treat you the way you allow them to. And if you allow people to use you, that's what they're going to do. And if you allow people to use your children, that's what they're going to do. Don't expect Kate and William or whomever in the royal family to not try to use Black people. They are going to, and we are the ones that are gonna have to say no. So we have to absolutely say no. So in order, again, we have to people are going to treat you the way you allow them to treat you. So yeah. Lydia says, hi Lydia. Lydia's talking to Maverick. She says, Miss Monroe, that type of comment will get you blocked. Please refrain from that. We wish no ill to anyone. And thank you, Lydia. Absolutely, very, very, very true. We can't do that, especially we just can't do that at all. And please, for everyone here, no matter what we think of people, we don't have to agree with people's characters. We don't have to agree with the things we're doing, but we cannot and do not wish ill on anyone at all. Just refrain from saying anything. That's what I say. Refrain from saying anything. So please, again, let's not do that, because I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. Definitely wouldn't want them to do that to our faves, the Sussexes. So therefore, we won't do that to anyone else. So again, moving on. Let's see. So let's see. Let's see, a couple more before we end. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And let's see. I am going to scroll up and see what else someone is saying. Hey, talk to me, guys. Let me see. I want to see a couple more before we end. Oh my goodness, Joseph, are you proposing yourself to Church Nelly? Oh my goodness, Joseph. Oh my word, Joseph. It says, Nacho Man. I want to be a Nacho Man. So Church Nelly, Joseph is saying he wants to be a Nacho Man. So there, okay. Interesting, Joseph. Very, very, very interesting. Maggie says, Petal, we have to be happy for Israel veterans. They are not the government of Israel, so thank God they are part of Invictus Games. Amen, Maggie. Absolutely. Thank you. And please pray for my heart that it gets there. And so yes, absolutely. Thank you very much for that. And I pray that my heart will get there. Joanne says, yeah, same here, Petal. The government needs to treat the Palestinians better. And that's my thing. That's my stance as well. Especially Palestinians who live in Israel as well. And so let's see. Maverick, coming back again, Maverick says, Ukraine is also problematic for me due to the treatment of African students. Yes, we've talked about that as well. We definitely talked about that in this podcast quite a bit about them. And yes, we did welcome Ukraine. So I guess there you go. That helps my heart. I didn't remember that. So yeah, so that helps my heart to be like, okay, you accepted Ukraine, which I did. So there you go. That helps me. Thank you guys. See, you talk about things, you get things off your heart, and your community help your heart to get where it needs to get. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Angela says, if they did not have the situation with Meghan, she would not have been selected. Did I look at this before? Or maybe it was one that's similar. So thank you, Angela. Yes, I totally, yes, this part of, again, we are not a racist people thing. So let's go up. Hopefully more people will speak to my heart so that I can, my heart can get to a place where of acceptance and love. Lydia, you are awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, gosh, you're already a channel member and you're still donating. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lydia, for your incredible support. I appreciate it. Emerald says, Israel and Germany are close partners. So Germany made sure Israel got in. Hey, and the games are going to be in Germany. So there you go. You help your friends. So let's see. Moving up, let's see. I'm looking at ones that, because I was talking so much, I missed quite a few of these. So I'm going up to try to get. We have about a few more minutes, and I just want to get as many of you in as possible. I think Emerald again says no. Oh, she's talking to Ruth. See, she did not join them in writing that letter supporting Meghan. No, she was not. Yeah, no, it's the MPs that were there supporting. Cookies and Cream. Hi, our wonderful moderator, Cookies and Cream. She says, Baroness Amos is going to get a rude awakening from La La Land as to what she is, a Black woman. You know, I'm starting when things happen, that are, say, negative, when we as Black people get into these spaces, and I think a lot of times we have to pray that nothing negative happens in our lives, because the moment anything negative, then we become Black people. So we instantly become Black, and you know what that means. Oh gosh, I am sorry, Church Nelly. She says, great podcast today, Petal. Your sermons are better than my pastor. I am so sorry, guys. I don't mean to be preaching. So this is what we're going to do for next time, that I am not preaching, because I don't want to preach. We're going to try what the Duchess of Success and did a couple of days ago, our next podcast. We're going to try and have you guys come in and chat with me. And so we're going to try it. It'll be a whole lot of mess, because I obviously will be trying it the first time and don't know how it's going to go. And again, if there's a troll, come on, I will try to get them on, get them off as quickly as possible. Of course, we'll be monitoring that stuff. So we'll try it the next podcast and see how it is. And so therefore you will not have to listen to me preach, and you guys will be able to share and use this podcast. And as I'm sure, and Duchess of Success, and I'm not sure, I didn't hear Barron's yesterday yet, so I don't know if he tried it out. And you guys can use us, especially if you want to go ahead and have a platform and you can use us as practice to get your confidence up. Go right ahead. It would be a great way to do it. So that way, and then you get to share your opinion live on air. So that is fantastic. So we'll try tomorrow. Again, it could be a whole lot of mess. And so, so we'll try it and see if it works. So a couple more before we end. Let's see. Cynthia Ashton says, we should always know our worth and stand for that no matter what. We should never allow ourselves to be used as props. Oh my goodness, that is fantastic. Absolutely. We have to know our worth. We cannot expect other people outside of us to know our worth and to stand up for our worth. We have to be the ones to do it. So absolutely. And so let's see. Joyce says, Harry and Meghan got the NAACP award last year. Charles is trying to get one in the UK. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody awarded him that. I mean, it's such craziness. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Oh, Lydia says, Baron did it as well and it went over well. Oh, fantastic. So it works. So we'll try it tomorrow and we'll see. Oh, fantastic. I'm so glad Baron tried it. So great. So then we'll have a lot of podcasts now where we get to all share in and share our opinions and stuff like that. So fantastic. So I am nervous, and whenever I do things for the first time, I always panic. So if I'm a little nervous and panicky tomorrow, you'll know why. Thank you, Cookies and Cream. She's like, I love your preaching. You tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm like, you know what? I think when you get to a certain age, it's like, why lie? Why not be honest? So, all right. So one more. Let's see. Let's see. Ngozi says, Petal, please. It's just like any other games. So feelings should not apply. Okay. I'm sorry, Ngozi. I am usually in my feelings. My feelings are very important to my makeup, and it's hard for me to put aside my feelings about things because I feel deeply, as you probably can tell. And so I just have to learn how to manage my feelings and not let it cloud my judgment. But I'm not a person who sets aside my feelings. It's just not it's not my makeup. Some people are able to do it. It's just not the way I am. My feelings are all of who I am. So I just have to make sure that common sense reasoning and all of that stuff goes into it, and along with my feelings and emotions, and so that I'm making right choices and choices that benefit others and in a positive way and benefit me in a positive way. So yeah, I'm not one who can set aside feelings, so I just have to learn how to manage it better. So yeah. So anyways, let's see, last one, Denise. Let's see, Denise says, hi Fex and Two Cents, listening from Summer Hot, Greece. Hello, Greece. How are you, Miss Denise? Hello, everyone in the live chat, to you too. Oh, wonderful. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Movo says, bye everyone, going to the pool to cool off. It's hot here in Bama. Yeah, there we go. So everybody who has a pool or not, pretend you have a pool. Church Nelly, just dump ice water on yourself, as we do. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. Let's go out with some music, as we normally do. Let's get our interspace music. Here we go. And thank you so much to our wonderful moderators who are here. Church Nelly, Lydia, Cookies and Cream, Karen M, our wonderful moderators. And to all of you who hang out in the chat with me for the last 2 hours, I love you all. Thank you for all your love, your encouragement, your correction, your kick in the butt, your inspiration. All of you who are helping my heart to love and to accept in spite of, how I feel, and to make these, decisions about these things. So I appreciate all of it, and I appreciate all of you. So I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.